Drugs are bad news. Have you ever watched the news or read the newspaper? If you have, you know the misusage of drugs is a big problem around the globe. I remember reading about a teenage girl that felt she could not fit in anywhere at her school. As a result, she resorted to drugs because she thought it would make her feel better. Instead, she got too pulled in, and it wasn't until 2 years later that she felt the need to stop. By that time, she had realized what she had become: a mess. This story represents how drugs can take a toll on your life. And this is just one reason people do drugs. People resort to drugs when they feel the need to ease their stress, emotional problems, or when they feel drugs will help them get through their everyday problems. The truth is, it won't. It'll only make things worse. The effect is that it would just feel the need for more and end up taking stronger drugs. The other problem is it is not just adults that do drugs, but high school and even middle school students are faced with drug-related problems. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, over 27% of U.S. teens have done drugs at least once. This number is large, but we can prevent the use of drugs. It is important to know the signs of addiction, and some examples are drinking or taking drugs more or longer than they are intended to, even when they previously stated they would never do drugs again. They begin spending less time on activities that used to be important, like hanging out with family and friends, exercising, pursuing hobbies or other interests, because of the use of alcohol or drugs. They start dropping attendance and performance at work or school, and are more likely to take serious risks in order to obtain their drug of choice. People struggling with addiction are known to act out against those closest to them, particularly if someone is attempting to address their substance problems. Many times, those who have drug-related problems go out of their way to hide the amount of drugs or alcohol they consume and the amount of activities when they drink or do drugs. Often, they have unexplained injuries or accidents from their abuse. Additionally, they often care less about bathing or physical appearance and often wear unclean clothes. Having situational awareness of these signs can save your friends and family. We all need to be able to say no to drugs for all these reasons, and we need to keep ourselves and others away from the harmful effects drugs contain. Drug misusage can cause many types of illnesses and diseases, which can lead to cancer, lung disease, and hepatitis later in life. The misusage of drugs does not just affect you, but it can cause others problems as well. The use of drugs can also affect things as simple as your mood, your personality, or as simple as how you act. This can affect your grades at school and how you work. The possession of drugs is also illegal, and you can potentially face 4 years in prison and up to $25,000 in fines. Things like this can ruin who you are as a person and will stay with you for the rest of your life. These reasons make up the basis why we should steer clear of drugs. Now that I've talked about the effects of drugs, we face the issue how to stop the misusage of drugs. A good way to do this is to stay occupied. An example would be to spend time with friends and family and try to set goals for yourself or do something that just makes you happy. If you are faced with a drug-related problem, talk to someone who can help you out. Also, try to help others you know that face drug-related problems by trying to help them by telling a trusted adult or talk to them or send them to a hotline. Remember, think about what drugs could do to you if you started using and abusing drugs. So the next time you read the newspaper or watch the TV, remember that even though drugs are a global problem, even in your backyard, you can be the change to help a family member or a friend in need. Thank you.